Hello and welcome to the Tongue of the Trees recipe base. This is frankincense. I'm so excited I finally made it to frankincense, my favourite oil to talk about. And this is a moisturiser for mature skin. So I'm going to use aqueous cream, 25ml for this little pot. If you haven't already made some moisturisers, go up to the top of the recipe hub and have a look at the video about using aqueous cream. I am so lazy, that's what I use all the time. So I'm going to mix it with some water and some raspberry seed oil to begin with. So let's talk, we'll go through the full recipe in a minute. Let's talk about raspberry seed oil first. Revolting looking gunky. Everything in this room always looks sticky and dusty. But I can't tell you, if you are going to order your cards from Fragrant Earth, buy some of this as well. I love this. I love it. So raspberry seed oil, I forgot this has got a thing. It's quite thin. I can't tell you. It's not like sea buckthorn's usually really quite bright orange, isn't it? So it hasn't got that much of a colour, but it has this beautiful consistency. It's really, really luscious, and it takes a while to go in. So there's sort of several reasons to use raspberry seed oil. If you make something for your mom, right, and you know how your mom gets really cracked, horrible legs, put some raspberry seed oil in and it just goes, just completely nourishes them straight away. It's such a deeply nourishing oil, and that's because I'm guessing of the high levels of vitamin E it has. Vitamin E is a really powerful antioxidant and obviously prevent oxidative damage, which protect against skin aging and apparently skin cancer. But I wouldn't like to say that the cream could do that, but who knows? Well, it's frankincense. So yeah, some raspberry seed oil, and it's a really great source of alpha linoleic acid. So again, this is a really good regenerative acid for your skin, helps bring new skin cells to the surface. What I can't recommend to you enough, if you're making some skincare, to have a look at my details about exfoliation. Have a look for a facial massage treatment or a scrub, and let's get the old cells off so that we're purely feeding the ones underneath. That is a big part of getting the skin to look translucent, is making sure that it's always new skin underneath. Don't let it build up and have compacted amounts of old skin cells. That will definitely make you look older. So what we're going to do then, so 25 mils or 1 fluid ounce of aqueous cream, and 25 mils of distilled water and 1 teaspoon of raspberry seed carrier oil. What that will mean is you actually end up with more cream than fits in that, but I want it to be very hydrating, so we're using equal amounts of water and then a little bit of raspberry seed oil. So scientifically, the aqueous and the water are not going to mix readily with the carrier oil, but they will. So it'll take some work, but they will. So what I tend to do is I tend to make the carrier oil with the essential oils in, and then mix it into the water lotion first. So your essential oils are frankincense, 5 drops of frankincense, 2 drops of vetiver, 8 drops of Petitgrain. So don't worry about counting that now. Have a look at the slide at the end and you can, it'll just sort of snap it with your phone. You'll be able to freeze frame it, won't you? Frankincense though, skincare. Frankincense has got sort of two main actions. Anybody who visits my work often will go, oh, I know what she's going to say, because it's my like mantra. So it restores elasticity and it slows the breath, right? So it's the reason why we use slows the breath is because it's very good for asthma, respiratory problems, but also meditation. But restores elasticity is about the tissues. And we know that it's famous for the Magi, obviously, was taken as a gift to the baby Jesus, as they would say on Top Gear. But also, yeah, it was used to embalm mummies in Egypt. Remember, this is the resin soaked in some vegetable oil was used for the mummies, not the essential oil. Thank you, everybody. But still, we have the same properties, don't we? So the preservation properties of frankincense are second to none. Although, if you made a mummy and you interred it here in Ludlow, I can tell you now it wouldn't last for 2,000 years. The preservatives, yes, were in the herbal oils, but then for the main part, it comes from how arid the desert was where they're stored, because it was desiccated, the bodies, the flesh. But that doesn't take away from the preservative powers of frankincense. And like I say, it restores elasticity. So if you're starting to get some sagging and some lines, there's a few, it helps to kind of lift. Yeah. And again, just changing the subject back to when we were talking about the breathing, slows the breath breathing, it restores elasticity. So if somebody's got COPD, then it helps the bronchioles to start to kind of be able to retract again. It's very, very important oil. So we use the frankincense. Then we mix it with some vetiver. Now, vetiver is a funny oil because not only is it very good for dry skin, it's very good for oily skin. And that's because it has this balancing action. And it's deep and dark, and it's very, obviously we take it from the roots, so it goes deeply, deeply, deeply into the tissues, has a lovely refining action. And petitgrain is the opposite. It's like they are just the tiny twigs at the end of the branches, and it's just this light touch, and it's very, very good. It's got like an astringent quality. So if you've got very oily skin, I use lots and lots of petitgrain, but it just kind of just takes the top surface layer of the skin and just makes it look more translucent somehow. So 5 drops of frankincense, 2 drops of vetiver, 8 drops of petitgrain. And just to recap, mix your aqueous cream and your water together. Make sure it goes in really thoroughly. Mix your essential oils and your carrier oils together. Bring them together and stir, 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 stir. And you'll notice that what happens is the oils break down into smaller droplets, smaller and smaller, until finally they will go together. And if you like me, what I like to do is just go like this for a long time every time I use it, just to make sure everything's blended together. And just to point out that there are no artificial preservatives added to this recipe, because you're using an aqueous lotion. Preservatives already exist in it. One of the main reasons I choose to use it. Safety, well, we say not suitable for use in the first 16 weeks of pregnancy, but it's for mature skin. And when I say mature, I'm talking older than me. You know, 60s, age 60, age 70, so we're not worried about any pregnancy then, I hope. If you're not quite as old as that, and you think, well, I'm a bit beyond the rose, I'm not the rose anymore, more sort of menopausal, been neroli, go and have a look at the neroli section. That would be better for your skin. So there we are, frankincense moisturiser for mature skin. bye.